Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading about the person on your mind and the connection you share with each other. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you're having an amazing day or night whenever you're joining in for today's reading. In our pop-up reading here today, we are going to be chatting about your person's perception of you, their general thoughts and feelings about you as a person. We're going to get started with the oracle cards that I've pre-pulled for us, and then after that we're going to dive deeper using the tarot as well as tiles, charms, and astrology dice, and some channeled message cards. We're also going to be getting you out a personal message at the very end of today's reading to help you bring the focus back toward yourself again and uplift your energy. I am also going to be doing an extended for today's reading where we will essentially be diving deeper into the future of this connection. So this is based on current energies, current perceptions from your person. If you would like to see what's coming next in the connection, we're going to do that in the extended, and I will put a link to it below in the description box as well as the pinned comment, or you can always find it straight over on my Patreon, where you will get access to hundreds of additional readings when you join us over there. And I've actually added a second tier to Patreon now, where if you join the second tier, you'll get access to all of the good stuff you're already getting in the first tier, plus bonus exclusive readings every single month. So you're welcome to check it out. The info will be down below. Let's get going with today's reading. If you find yourself resonating with the messages today, make sure to let me know by hitting the like button and subscribe for more in the future. Okay, so we have the spider, the golden egg, the heart chakra, the turtle, the peacock's tail, chaos, vinegar, the riddle, the bridge, the shapeshifter, and the thread. I'm noticing a lot of rainbow imagery coming out in today's reading, so I want to touch on that first because we have a literal rainbow right here in this card, our last card. This is sort of a rainbowy type of image here. We also have another rainbow-esque type message coming through with the bridge, and then over here with the peacock's tail as well as the spider. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10 cards that we have out. Half of them have rainbow imagery. So that could be significant to this connection in some way. That may be a symbol that you see relating to this person, or maybe in a way you kind of remind them of the meaning of rainbows, which to me represent new beginnings, the calm after the storm, promises kept, and just overall beauty. I mean, when you look at a rainbow in real life, like a real life rainbow after a storm, it's one of the most beautiful phenomena, in my opinion, natural phenomena that happens on Earth. It's absolutely gorgeous. So they might find you to be a very colorful, bubbly, attractive, beautiful person, inside and out. You may also give this person a lot of hope, and you may also be the type of person that keeps your promises. You're an honorable person. You keep your word, you keep your promises. And branching out a little bit further, maybe your person's prayed for a person like you to come into their life. They could have had, like a little checklist of what they were looking for in a partner, and you happen to match it to a T. Maybe this person prayed for someone like you to come into their life before they ever met you, and now here you are. They almost feel like they have a promise that was kept to them from God or by the divine, okay? I'm not saying that with full certainty, but it channeled through, so for some of you that could definitely be the case. They have a lot of love for you. They feel like you are very magical. There's just something about you that is very magical. You may be very good at manifesting or creating your reality around you. Maybe you're out there living your best life, like you've really created a routine and a lifestyle that works for you, almost feels effortless from an outsider's point of view. They just feel like you have crafted your reality in such a beautiful way for yourself, and I feel like this person is grateful to be a part of that plan and be a part of your world in a way. They also feel as though you are very much concerned with the flow of karma and dharma. That's discussed here in the first card, the spider card. Essentially weaving our web of karma and dharma. Dharma essentially is good karma, right? So it could be that you believe in doing the right thing, treating other people the way you want to be treated. You may consider yourself to be a very morally conscious type of person, and they see those qualities within you. They like that about you. Now, there's one thing I want to touch on that's coming through fairly strongly here with some of these cards. They feel like there's some level of inner turmoil or inner chaos that you're in the process of unraveling. The thread card, our last card, is almost reminding me of like an unraveling sweater, right? Where it's like it starts with just one thread that's poking out from the sweater a little bit, and as you pull it and tug on it, like eventually the whole thing starts to unravel, or like a ball of yarn, right? If you pull on the end string of it, eventually that whole thing is going to kind of unravel and come apart. Your person feels as though you may be in the process of unraveling some of your past chaos, past hurts, past resentments. You're trying to figure it out. They view you as the type of person that's very analytical when it comes to your past and how everything connects to one another, kind of like a spider's web or this riddle puzzle, this never-ending spiral here. They feel like you're on the hunt to improve your life, to heal any karma that has come your way, and to leave this world a better place than from when you came into it. Like you're always on this hunt. You're in this process of healing and growing and learning how to adapt to new situations, learning how to speak up for yourself, tell your own unique story, and find your place in this world. You're like a seeker to this person. They view you as the type of person who has pure intentions. You do have the best of intentions, and you're trying to navigate in a world that it's almost like, how can I put this? I just saw an image almost like of a person with a dark landscape walking across. Okay, this is going to be really hard to explain and to put into words. It was almost like, if you can imagine kind of like a world like this, right? Where there's like a dark background. It's not scary or ominous. It's just like a dark background and somebody walking across like a black lake or a black ocean. But every time they put their foot on the water, there's bioluminescence. It starts to glow. And so I feel like that's almost an analogy for how your person feels as though you're navigating the world. It's like you have all of this darkness around you, you have all of this confusion, or you have all of this uncertainty around you, but yet here you are illuminating your own path, or continuing to take those steps of bravery in a new direction time and time again. Even if you don't necessarily know where the path is taking you, you're trusting that you're going to make it through anyway. You may be the type of person that has a lot of faith. They may also describe you as a person of faith, somebody who believes in God, somebody who believes in destiny or the divine, and is really trusting the process that if you put good into the world, you're going to get out. You're going to get good out eventually as well. And you need to do your inner healing. You need to do your inner work, and you're sort of trusting the process here as you're navigating this complex world, this complex terrain. And a lot of it is unknown to you, but it's almost like they view you as the type of person that is like, okay, well, as long as I try to do the right thing and as long as I'm trying to go on the right path, eventually I'm going to get good out of that and I can trust it. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to get into the tarot next. I want to get some more details out for us, some more information of this person's perception of you, what their honest thoughts and feelings are here, how they view you as a person. Okay. And then we had a card fall. Let me grab that for us. 2, actually. And yes, I will straighten up the cards and fix it in a moment here. I just want to get all of our information out. Wow. You're very good at manifesting, aren't you? Or at least your person believes you to be. Even if they don't believe in manifestation, And they don't have to. This person does not have to believe in manifestation. They just quite literally look at you like you're magic. Almost like you do create the reality around you. You get whatever you want. It's almost effortless from their point of view. You're creating the reality of your dreams. You are creating the reality in which you want to live in, one step at a time. And it almost feels miraculous and magical to your person. So yeah, you may practice manifestation, or maybe you would be considered lucky, like this person might consider you to be lucky or fortunate. Or if they believe in karma, maybe they feel like you are trying to heal your karma. You're trying to put good out into the world, and so naturally good comes back to you. I don't know exactly how they rationalize this or how they explain it to themselves, but bottom line, they feel like whatever you're doing is working for you, and it's working great. Okay. We have the Chariot, the Hanged Man, the King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, Justice, and the Magician. So it's also interesting because 4 of the 6 cards are major arcana coming through. So your person has a lot of strong opinions about you. They have a lot of strong thoughts about you, to say the least. They feel like you're always on the hunt of seeing things differently, taking in new perspectives. You're the type of person that can easily put yourself in another person's shoes. I think that's an admirable quality they see within you. You may consider yourselves to be like a mediator type of person, very diplomatic, much like the energy of a Libra, which, by the way, I'm pointing at Justice because Justice is Libra energy. You're very diplomatic. You're really good at seeing all sides of the story. You're really good at putting yourself in another person's shoes, seeing their perspective, or imagining what other perspectives of any given situation could be. They like that about you a lot because you're very passionate, but you're also incredibly fair. You're very balanced. You don't take one side over the other unless you truly believe it to be the right side or the best cause, I guess you could say. It's like you're on a hunt for goodness. You're on a hunt for purity. You're a very positive type of person. And again, they feel like you have good karma coming your way because of what you bring into this world. There's also something about you being a good communicator coming through. Some of you may use your voice a lot in some way, shape, or form for a living or for a hobby or a passion of yours. You may be a public speaker. You could work on social media. You could be a writer, a musician, not necessarily professionally, but even just as a hobby of yours. You're really good at communicating and you like to use your voice, especially when it comes to speaking up for the underdog or people who are being misunderstood. You're like an advocate for yourself and for others. You're willing to stand up for people that, might be getting mistreated or are misunderstood. You're just a very fair and kind person from their perspective. And they also feel like you have a beautiful confidence to you with the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very confident, very sure of themselves, and a natural leader. So you could even be a leader of some sorts. You could be a manager or a business owner or somebody who happens to like lead conversations when you're speaking with multiple people. There's just something about you that embodies a confident leadership type of quality, especially when it comes to your communication. You're very good at communicating, and they just love that about you. I feel they feel like you're just so fair, you're a go-getter, you're very ambitious, you're driven, and it's usually 9 times out of 10 for a good cause or based on what you believe to be the right thing to do. And they just really appreciate that about you and your character and who you are as a person. Wow. I feel like this is a fast-paced reading, by the way. I don't know if that's just me or what, but I feel like this reading is going by really fast. Not in a bad way. I don't feel anxious or rushed by any means at all whatsoever. I just feel like it's like very organized, very fast-paced, but in a good way, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to get out tiles, charms, and astro dice next. We're going to start with the astro dice and then move into the tiles and charms. This section is for bonus info and confirmation, so you may see specific zodiac placements in your chart or their chart. You may see important symbols, names, letters, words, initials, you name it. We have Aries, Venus, and Uranus. Aries, Venus, and Uranus. We have Aries, Venus, and Pluto. Okay, so Aries energy, specifically Aries Venus, could be important. Okay. We have Taurus, Uranus, and Mars. Let's do one more. Aries and Taurus are right next to each other on the wheel, by the way, and actually it goes Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, so that time of the year could also be really significant because it's all in a row. We have Gemini, Venus, and Uranus coming through. Uranus has come through a lot in today's reading as well, so you may want to look at your Uranus placements and or your person's. Maybe how they interact with one another. It is my ice maker, by the way, so excuse the clanking noise. Just take that as extra confirmation, I suppose. Okay. Seeing like wet. I don't know, somebody could be a water sign. Or like really like being around water, the ocean, rivers, lakes, seaside. We also have an A. Okay, so W, E, T, X, U, I, and A are coming out for the letters. We have a diamond, and I heard diamond in the rough right away. So maybe you've been through a chaotic life. You could have gone through a chaotic past, but you're coming through the other side, shining and shimmering like a diamond. Diamonds are developed under high pressure and dark circumstances, right? If you think of how a natural diamond is formed, it's deep within the earth, in the darkness, under an intense amount of pressure, but then boom, through that process, a beautiful shining gemstone is formed. So that could be an analogy of how your person views you. I'm also noticing it's a black diamond, and that makes me think of skiing. So we could have a skier, somebody who likes skiing or winter activities in the collective. We have an acorn. This always makes me think of slow development as well. Slow to grow, but intentional. An acorn is absolutely teeny tiny, truthfully only a little bit bigger than this actual charm is, but eventually it grows to a very strong, sturdy, and huge oak tree. Oak trees are notorious for taking a very long time to grow and develop though. So you may also be the type of person that takes your time growing and learning about yourself and healing. You're not necessarily in a rush to get from point A to point B. You may like a fast-paced environment sometimes, but at the same time, you don't rush your growth process. That's something really important to you. We have a stringed instrument here. I don't know if it's a violin or a cello or what it might be, but somebody could play stringed instruments. They're also showing me this guitar right here. So again, we had something come through about communication. Maybe one way you communicate is through music. You could be a musician. Maybe you play a stringed instrument, or you like listening to music. That could be something important to you. We also have this hummingbird here. Hummingbirds remind me of a being who needs continual nourishment. It could be that maybe you're very sensitive, you get burnt out quite easily, so you are constantly in need of energy refreshments, of nourishing yourself. Self-love might be really critical for you, maybe through music, listening to music, something of that nature. And then last but not least, we have the rocking horse here, and that always reminds me of chariot energy, but at a standstill or put on pause. So again, you could be the type of person from your person's perspective that is a go-getter. You're very motivated. You're, wanting to go towards your life goals, but if something needs extra time to heal, grow, or develop, you're willing to put that energy on pause and take your time when you need to. Okay. All right, so let's get some channeled messages out from your person to you. And in case you guys skipped through the intro, I will be doing an extended for today's reading. The extended will be on the future of this connection, what you can expect going forward with your person. All right. All right, we're going to set those down. I'm going to get a few from my handmade deck as well. We have I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I knew exactly what I was doing and I wish I could take back my words. There may be something that your person said to you that they are regretting and that they've learned a lesson from. Okay, so they're coming through to apologize, especially if what they did or said was a bit manipulative. Okay, I love you forever. Everything reminds me of you. I don't understand what this is. The way your person feels about you might be different. I guess we'll use the word different than what they're used to. Okay? This will shock you. What does your heart say? They really value your opinion on things. They really value what you have to say. You might be the type of person they want to come to for advice because they trust your opinion, they trust your input, okay? And trust. So I feel like this person also believes that they can trust you. You're not a liar, you're very honest. I think that they believe you to be a very morally conscious person. Again, from their perspective, you're the type of person that's always trying to do the right thing. You're kind, you're generous. They feel like you're not a liar, you're not a manipulator, you're the type of person that wears your heart on your sleeve, and they really respect that about you because they don't feel like they have to play guessing games. They can just trust that you're doing what you need to do and that you're not BSing anyone, I guess you could say. Okay, so I'm gonna pack this up. We're gonna get you a couple personal messages and then we're gonna hop into the extended. Something about this reading is just feeling like it's going by really fast, and I think it is. I haven't looked at the time or anything, but that is a-okay. We're going with the flow here in our reading. This is about to fall. Let me fix that. There we go. Don't feel like cleaning up a mess of cards right now. Okay. When the world feels like it's coming crashing down around you, take that as an opportunity to find yourself and let go of who you thought you were. Not all storms come to destroy your life. Some come to clear your path. Decide that this crisis will be the turning point for what you have been waiting for. And your affirmation of the day is, everything works out for my highest good. And as always, I invite you to affirm this with me and the collective below in the comments, or write it down, read it out loud, whatever you'd like to do. I'm going to pack up and prep for our extended reading. I would love to see you over there, but if you're leaving me here, I want to give you a big thank you again for joining in and for being with us here today. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.